Hi everyone, we'll be starting the session in some time. In a couple of minutes, that is. If there are any queries that you have, you can try to put in the chat box. Yeah. So we'll be starting the session. A minute. In a minute we'll start the session. Basically, we'll be taking up a few sums in Quant. Try to look at the approaches. You may find some of the concepts repetitive, but you learn from repetition. So yeah, we'll take a few questions that have appeared in the mocks. So people ask me questions, I take those questions and then we will try to figure it out how to solve those questions. In the meantime, if you have any queries, any questions, please feel free to put in the chat box. So we'll take first question. Anyone who is preparing for the aptitude examination can go to the session. The focus is basically to try to solve questions as fast as possible in a shortest possible manner. Session is important because it will help you save time and so you can solve things faster. Okay, we take questions. So we'll take a few questions in a given time frame, whatever we have, and then try to solve. Let's look at the approaches and let's look at how to solve. The mock questions, basically we're looking at simple approaches to solve the questions. If you get the answer, you can put in the chat box and then maybe we can go ahead. Do we start with the first sum? If x and y are non-zero real numbers such that x raised to y equal to y raised to x and y is equal to 2x, find the value of product xy. Right, so we're taking the first sum, go through it, try to understand, and then we'll solve this. If you get the answer, you can put in the chat box. Hint is whenever you have variables in a question, try to put simple values for a variable and get the answer. Since it's a theta questions, it should be like no matter what value you put, you should get the same answer. It will not make a difference. Next. If you've gone through this and try to understand, think of simple values that you can put for x and y so you can get the answer for this. Y is equal to 2x and this has to satisfy. Normally numbers will be simple. If I put x as 1 and y as 2, it doesn't satisfy the second condition. But if I put x as 2 and y as 4 and then substitute, right? If I put first case, if I put x as 1, y as 2, you will get 2 raised to 1 and 1 raised to 2. They are not equal. X as 2 is y as 4, you will get 2 raised to 4 raised to 2 and 2 raised to 4. You realize they are equal. So which means I can take x as 2 and y as 4, which means x into y, 2 into 4 is 8. Right. You need not look out for one more set of values. Once you get the answer, you can realize that, even if there is one more set of values which satisfies, it should give you the same answer. It will not give you a different answer. Right. Even if there is one more set of values. The idea is that there is a theta question, there will be only one answer. You cannot have a situation. You don't try to confirm. A lot of people waste time in confirming answers and trying to figure it out. Oh, is there a different possible values? In these cases, once you substitute the value, you get an individual answer. You can mark the answer and move forward. Don't waste time in trying to confirm answers. Next question. This is sort of based on minima maxima concept. Normally, some of the minima maxima concept are easy to solve, so you should be able to solve that. Just to give you a heads up on the concept. Hi Tarun. x square minus sum of roots x plus product of roots. No, Tarun, I did not study for mine. I basically am a Bajaj graduate. Yeah, so try solving this. Sum of roots. So sum of roots is 4. When you're following a range, that is minimum and maximum value, right? When you find a range, minimum and maximum value, so take extreme cases. Okay, now one thing I can directly see that roots are between 1 and 3. I'm just looking at eliminating options. So both are positive roots. So product of the roots has to be positive, P has to be positive. I can eliminate B and D option directly. Know how to eliminate options. I can say both the roots are positive. So both the roots are positive and product of roots are also positive. So product of roots are positive, negative cannot be possible. So B and D option ruled out. I'm left with A and C option. Now sum of roots is 4. The extreme cases, one is small, one is big, or both are equal. Okay, always in minima maxima. The extreme case is always when you take extreme case, one small, one big number, or you take equal values. These are two cases. See, if I take one big, one small, I can take 1 and 3 as the extreme case. Then the product of roots becomes 3. If I take equal value, if I take like 2 and 2, then the product of roots becomes 2 into 2, 4. So the range becomes 3 to 4C option. Okay, extreme cases are where you either have extreme value, one very small, one very big. So here extreme case, one very small, one very big is 1 and 3. Because that's the extreme that's given the question itself. Second extreme case is when they equal value. So I take 2 and 2 equal value. So in one case I get 3, other case I get 4. So minimum value will be 3, maximum value will be 4. So answer will be C option. So elimination of option, that one way that you should know how to do it, and extreme cases what you do for minimum maximum. Right? Hope it's clear. Geometry. There are ways to solve it. One is you can put a formula for whatever diagram. One way to approach area geometry questions are talking about such questions of area is to divide the whole figure into equal parts. Such questions, one approach to solve such questions is to try to divide the whole area into equal parts. That should basically help. Fine, I'll work on 2 or 3 concepts how to solve it, two or three ways of solving it. If I draw a line, so these triangles, let's say this, so I have 1 triangle, 2 triangle, 3 triangle, 4 triangles, 5 triangle, 6 triangles. This is a half a triangle. 6.5, 7, 7.5 and 8. So I have 8 such triangles. From that shaded region is 2 triangles. So 2 out of 8 is 1 by 4. B option. One way to solve. I mean, I'm not saying It's one way to solve. Normally these sums is break it up into equal parts. So I can, if I break it up into triangles by putting a vertical line, if I break it up into triangles, I see there are 8 triangles formed. 4 half triangles and 6 full triangles. So 8 triangles, from that 2 are shaded. I mean all the triangles have to be equal shape size. So 2 are shaded. So 2 out of 8 or 1 out of 4. So answer will be B option. That's it. You can also do a lot of ways. Let us side be x. So area of the square is x square. Area of this rhombus, I mean the width is x. This is half x. Area of rhombus is half into product of diagonals. Half into half x into x, which is x square upon 4. So we look at this, x square is x square upon 4, 1 4. I mean you can do that way also. But yeah, in an area sum, when they ask you what proportion of the figure is shaded, you can always break the figure into equal parts and then try to find the answer. Right. Here you need a little knowledge of concept, okay, but yeah, you can still solve it. Be careful before marking the answer. That's what happened in this sum. As I said earlier, be careful while marking the answer. Read the last question statement properly. Normally, one of the hints in the question is the numbers. Some numbers you should automatically make out, oh, this has to be the answer. That way. Okay, some of the numbers you should be able to make out, it has to be the answer. For example, when I say 44% growth, more, basically 1.44 times 1.44, 144 is 12 square, 1.2 square. You should automatically click it, should be 1.2 square. So some numbers, moment you see, like in 30, 60, 90 triangle, you see a root 3, you should make out the equivalent triangle of 30, 60, 90 triangle. Same way you make a root 2, you can make out a square or 44, 28 triangle. So some number automatically evoke this answer. Like triplets you see, you should be able to make out the values. Comes with practice. Same way, when you see 44% growth more, it's 1.44 times or 20%. Coming to the concept, okay, amount increases by interest rate. From 8th year to 10th year, the growth is 1.44 times. Okay, so growth is 1.44 times, 1.2 square it is, 1.2 square. That means the growth is 20%. I mean, you can, if I take 8 years the principal and 10 years the amount, so 2 years. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus r upon 100 whole raised to n. In this, n is this one. So a upon p 1 r upon 100 square. A upon p is 1.44. Sorry. So from that we get r as 20%. So growth is 20%. So it means growth from 100 to 120. From 6th year to 7th year. So you have to come back. How much is 100 less than 120? 20 out of 120, which is 16.2 by 3%. Right? 20 out of 120, which is 16.2 by 3%. Right. I have a little cough, so today I'm winding up a little early. Okay, not able to complete this, but I'll continue with this maybe in the next Wednesday class. I've taken 4 sums. I'll just brief you with regards to it. Okay, one is identifying numbers and knowing what the number stands for. 44 stands for 20%. Here we looked at geometry sum and breaking normal area sum geometry, break it up into equal parts and solve. Here we talk about minima maxima, take extreme cases. Minima maxima will be extreme cases and then try to solve, or equal values. And here, whenever your variables put simple values for a variable, you'll always have one answer. Once you get the answer, you don't have to keep on cross-checking it. You have the same answer valid. Okay, you don't have to cross-check the values. Right, I hope it's clear. Right, so we wind up here. Good night and see you in the next session.